Hi. Today I want to give you a little backstage tour. How do coaches talk? Actually, it's about how do Mind Mills coaches talk, because I can't talk about anybody and about all the different types of coaching. But we at Mind Mills, you understand, we are very down to the basics. We are not talking about skills and behaviors. We are talking about patterns that make you act in a certain way. And you act in this way at work, with your partner, in the shop, in the club, wherever you are. So when we touch these patterns and we manage to get rid of them, for instance, if we want to get rid of them, we are helping very much. There is not just some symptoms which are gone, you really like provided change to the whole life. But today I want to talk about how we coaches work at Mind Mills, because it's kind of a tricky thing to make people talk. Yeah, you come here, it's your first coaching, you never had it, all you had a coaching, and you didn't like the guy who was sitting on the other side of the table too much. He was like very much blah, 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 blah. So what do we do? Actually, there's a couple of books which all our Mind Mills coaches have to read, not just to read, but to memorize, not memorize, like to understand. And these books, they're talking about how parents should talk to their children. So it doesn't mean at all that a coach considers their client's children, that there is like this gap. I'm here, I'm the coach, and here's the client or something. No, because children, they are very, very sensitive. So when you make mistakes in talking, they will close up, they will shut down. And they are not very clear in understanding because they don't have that much experience. Same situation when you talk to a coach, because this coach has been probably talking about this topic a million times before, but for you it might be the first time that you hear the problem you're having at work with your team is connected to emotional patterns which are like working inside you since you were born, basically. So once you learn this, it should be a nice, comfortable situation, and the communication should be easy and without stress, without negativity, without finger pointing or something like what you don't want to have. So what do we do? First, we try to shut up. We try to listen. We try to listen much more than we talk. So whenever we have the possibility, we try to make our client talk. You tell, not I tell, you tell. The other thing is, how do you make somebody talk? How do you give somebody the feeling, okay, I'm understood. The other person is interested in what I am telling. And there's tricks, there's strategies. One of this is active listening. What is active listening? Active listening in a very rough, like cut down, means you are repeating what the other person is saying frequently. So one person is saying, yeah, and then, I'm talking to my girlfriend, and again she's coming up with the point, and she's not logical at all. She's so emotional, and we never find a point, we never find a solution, because I say, let's do it like this, and I'm very structured, and she comes up with her emotions, and we don't find together, and it's always a big fight. So what you do as a coach, and you do active listening, you will come up and you say, okay, I understand that while you try to make up like this logical thing, she is bringing chaos to it by being very emotional and not logic at all, as far as you understand it. Is this right? So the other person gets the feeling you listened and you understood what this person was telling. And then the person will keep on talking. So what you do is you sum up frequently what the person opposite to you is telling. But that's not enough. You have to do it in a very appreciating way. So you never say something negative. You never use words like good, bad, wrong, right. If something is not right, you will say, okay, so you got like a result which you didn't want. That's the wrong. You did something wrong, you got a result which you didn't want. If something is bad, so the person is telling, I'm so suffering because this is so bad, this is so spoiling my mood, my life. You will say, I understand you have a situation which is really creating very negative emotions inside you, and you would love to have a different situation and different emotions. Is this right? So you chop it down into little pieces, you take away the emotions. Because if you say bad, if you say wrong, there's immediately emotions involved, and the other person stops talking. So active listening means you take away negative emotions, you give the other person the feeling you and me against the problem. You and me, we fight the problem. Now there is coaches who don't say problem, they say challenge. I appreciate that, and as often as possible, I try to say challenge too. Because problem sounds like something hurting, something unsolvable, something, I don't know. Challenge is like, oh yeah, let's take the challenge, yeah, let's be the first, and haha. But there's situations where I just say problem, because it's a problem, and everybody knows it's a problem, and everybody feels it's a problem. And when you, as a coach, come down to them and you tell, look, it's a challenge, and they're like, no, it's not, it's a problem, then they don't take you seriously at all. So choose your speech wisely. Don't follow talking patterns, because nobody is taking other person seriously when they are talking according to patterns. They have the feeling, what this guy just told me, he or she was telling already a million other people in the exactly same way. So you have the feeling it's like instant something coaching training. It's like again and again and again, and now it's you, and tomorrow it will be somebody else. This is not what you want to have. So did you get the point? Active listening. If you want to have somebody telling you something really deeply, and this person perhaps is even a bit closed, doesn't want to talk about the topic, or it's a difficult topic, you listen and you sum up, and you're very appreciating in the way how you respond, how you make up these summaries. You don't say negative words, you don't say words which create emotions. You try to be very easy, gentle, and the other person will start opening up, telling more, and you will encourage this person by nodding, by being with this person and saying, oh yeah, yeah, exactly, I know what you're talking about. So you empower this person to talk. At the same time, of course, you have to listen, because if you don't listen, you can't empower, you can't give this resume of what was just told. And you have to use different words. That's a very, very important point. So I'm always so disappointed about the behavior of my sister. Some sentence later, you sum up and say, so I understood you're so very disappointed about the behavior of your sister. No, it doesn't work like this. The other person will feel like, yeah, this is what I just said. Of course, I know what I've said. So you always have to paraphrase it, to make up the same point in your own words. And then the other person will understand that you understood. Because if you use your own words, it means you had this work, translation work in your head. You were translating a situation in your own words. And this gives the other person the feeling, okay, I can trust this person. I can trust this coach. Very nicely, when you talk, nicely done, when you talk about problems, about breakups, about ends of relationships, when you have to help somebody who is very much in grief, when you have to talk to people who have big problems. Talking is what many people think they have to do. They have to tell them all, everything will be good, blah, 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 blah. But mainly this person wants to talk about their feelings, about their despair, about their what is in their hearts and heads. So give them the chance to talk, and you will learn a lot. And of course, I will learn a lot when you talk to me. So don't forget to like, to follow, and to give me comments. Did you have situations where you were talking and it didn't help? Or you tried to help somebody and you have the feeling you're so lost in space it doesn't work? Try this, try active listening, and you will see it works. It's magical. Have a great day.